Today, somebody asked me the question, what is wrong to earn? What is wrong to earn? I said, there's nothing wrong to earn. But the problem is not about earning. The problem is we earn and earn and earn and earn. And then somebody will burn our body. The ones who love us, our own loved ones, will burn the body, which means that we will have to come back again and again. Is it so difficult to realize the meaning of life? We human beings, we are in such meaningless issues that we have not kept time for the meaningful ones. If you spend your entire time doing things that have no meaning, where will be the time available to do things that have meaning? Of course, we have to earn. We earn and we earn, but it's just to take care of our life. Our purpose of life is not to earn, because what you earn, others will burn. The purpose of life is not just to make money, but unfortunately, what does the modern world think? Oh, the modern world thinks there's only one objective: success, money, name, fame, wealth. And then after that, what? Very few people, they stop, they pause, they ask questions, and they investigate. See, everybody wants to be happy, but what is the way to be happy? There is a way to eternal bliss. There is a way to everlasting happiness. But how are we going to attain that state of everlasting happiness? That is the challenge. And every day we meet only for this, to listen to people's questions. People have got so many questions. We are all slaves. We are slaves because we have got no willpower to be able to stand up for our values, our ethics, our purpose. Are we going to stand up for what our life is about? Or are we going to be driven like slaves? No, we are not supposed to be driven. We are supposed to stand up. We are supposed to have our own dharma, our philosophy, our values. Our life belongs to us. My life is mine. Nobody has a right. Nobody has a right to manipulate my life because it's my life. So with that note, I would like to start with questions. The first question is from Bridget. There must be something else. Life must have another purpose. What is the ultimate goal, dear? My dear Bridget, of course, there is something beyond. Bridget, why did we come to earth? Why did we take this birth? Why did we grow up and eat and go to school just to die? No.
No, it's not possible.
Yeah, there's a
Something
purpose.
else.
And today I will tell you the purpose. Bridget, the purpose of life, the purpose of life is to find the purpose of life.
Okay.
The purpose of life is to find the purpose of life. And the moment you find the purpose of life is enlightenment. The moment, because see, you cannot just find enlightenment. You cannot, Bridget. You know so many people who are in with you in Quebec, but how many people are talking of enlightenment? Hardly anybody. People talk about Mercedes Benz, people talk about perfume, people talk about steak, people talk about holiday, people talk about jewelry, people talk about clothes, people talk about everything else. But nobody talks about purpose of life.
No,
Who am
no
I?
one.
Yeah, who am I? Why did I come here? So the purpose of life, I told you, you laughed, right? The purpose of life is to find the purpose of life. When you start finding, Bridget, when you start finding the purpose of life, then you find enlightenment. Only when you want to find the purpose. Otherwise, you will never find enlightenment. Okay?
I have to find the purpose. Okay, I will search. Thank you so much for your answer.
You are already searching. So you are a person who is already finding the purpose. You have already moved on to the next step. You have already moved on to trying to find enlightenment. So you're in the right direction. But just understand that See, understand that you are not just like any other mad person running after money and one day you die. No, why do you come to this call every day? Why?
Because I'm curious and I want to know the truth.
Exactly. That is the purpose. That is exactly. So you have crossed the first level. You want to know the purpose of life. But only I explained in words to you. But now you know, you want to know the purpose of life. And the purpose of life is enlightenment. And you are on that journey. So keep on, keep on, keep on till you reach that point. Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
Thank you. Krishna Sharma.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Krishna.
Life after life, we will be thinking about the change for the betterment, to get enlightenment. But after getting you to the life, after new life, immediately we are forgetting it and we are after the materialistic things. Right. What is happening? Why suddenly we are falling down like that? Until we are in the mother's womb, we will remember that we have to get enlightenment at least in the next life, and we have to work for it. But the moment we come into this world, we will forget everything and we will become the nasty persons. Why it is so?
संसार है लीला, इसमें फंसा जो सब कुछ पाते हैं प्रभु भूल जाते. Samsar is like that. This is called samsar. Anybody coming to samsar, Krishna Sharma, first they will slip into samsar. Just like that bee who is coming to drink our tea. The bee who is coming to drink our tea, they come and they take a sip and and they want another sip and another sip, and the wings get wet in the tea and they die. We are like that bee, like fly. So Krishna Sharma, right or wrong, you tell me. Look around you. Look around you. Everybody wants pleasure. Everybody wants new gadget, new mobile phone, new car, new shirt, new pant. They don't understand these things are okay. They are good, but they are not the priority. I'm not saying, I am never saying don't earn money, don't buy a new phone, don't buy new. No, please do it. But that is not the priority. We are forgetting the priority of life, Krishna Sharma. Therefore, when we are coming here, we forget God. We forget to find God. The main goal is we must seek God. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Moramate. Means, hey, you fool. Hey, you fool. What will you do with your PhD, MBBS? What will you do with your degrees, you fool? This is what Adi Shankara said. Where will you take all the degrees with you? Where you will take your money? Where you will take your property? If you don't find God, then your life is a waste. Do we realize this? We don't realize this. We are all lost. We are so lost in this samsar. We are so attached in this samsar that we don't find God. We don't have self-realization, God realization. We are caught. We are behind the prison. We need freedom. We need liberation. We need enlightenment. So, Krishna Sharma, coming back to your question, we human beings, when we are born, we have the opportunity to love God. We have the opportunity, but we forget it. We forget it and we get caught in other priorities. Look around. Don't worry about my answer. After the call, you look around. You will find people. They are only talking. How much chili to put in the food? Namak hai, namak nahi hai. Kitna chapati? Kitna batura? Kitna chicken? Kitna mutton? The whole attention is on matters. You eat one day. Next day, you know what happens. It goes to the gutter. But how much attention we pay to food? So much majority of our time we are thinking what to eat, what to eat, what to eat, what to eat. But same time, if you are same thing, if you had paid attention to God, to God, to God, to God, then सांसों की माला में सिमरू मैं शिव का नाम. You have to try to be in that state of bhakti. Anything else, Krishna Sharma, or is okay?
Okay,
So
okay.
we have an opportunity. For example, you are lucky, Krishna Sharma. You are lucky you have taken this opportunity, like I told Bridget just now. You know how many people are there in Quebec? Why she is only one who's coming on the call? Why everybody, all her friends cannot come? They may be knowing she's on the call. Why your friends are not on this call? Because they have other priorities. Even our own family members. Sometimes our own family members saying, hey, Pagal, mad fellow, what you are doing in this call?
Yes.
But that does not
Yes.
mean we are mad. We say, okay, namaskara, namaste, 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 namaste. Okay. Thank you, Krishna Sharma. Gaurish.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Can you hear me?
Namaste, Gaurish. Please tell me.
Yes, sir. My question was, sir, can a atheist become enlightened?
Can
a atheist become enlightened? Atheist.
Atheist.
Yes, sir. Can he become enlightened?
He can become enlightened only partly. He cannot become fully enlightened. He can realize some truth. He can, and that is not an atheist, an agnostic. See, an atheist is somebody who blindly refuses God. Who blindly refuses God. He cannot get any kind of enlightenment. But an agnostic is one who asks questions. An agnostic will ask, who is God? Where is God? What is God? That type of person who's an agnostic, he can attain some kind of realization. But who's the person who can really attain enlightenment? Is the one who lives with bhakti, karma, jnana, dhyana in yoga. Bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. When a person is united with the divine and has devotion, and uses meditation, education, and he has action as an offering to God, that person is a true yogi. That person can get enlightened. Thank you, Gaurish.
Thank you.
Rajkumar Mohan. Rajkumar Mohan. Should I read out your question? Rajkumar says, how can suffering be a test of faith? Is suffering given to recall God?
Yeah. Because
let me tell you.
Then you remember to God too much.
No, this is a very complicated matter because everybody says, oh, suffering is because suffering is to test us. Suffering is to test us. It is wrong. Suffering is not to test us. But let me explain why people say like that. Rajkumar, why suffering happens? You can tell me the answer, no? Why suffering happens?
Due to karma.
Due to karma. You are clear about this, no? You have no doubt about it. Now you think suffering is happening because of karma. And when suffering is happening, if we don't accept karma and we question God, that means you don't believe in God and his laws. We have
the faith more, or it differs. It deters from the faith.
No, it will not deter from the faith if you believe in God. If you believe in karma. If you believe in karma, then your faith will not be shattered. But if your faith wavers, that means you don't believe in karma, and because you don't believe in karma, indirectly you don't believe in God.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about people
you. I don't mean you. I'm just giving an answer, right? So to put your question in perspective, suffering happens because of karma. Those who believe in God and God's laws, they accept the suffering. Suppose tomorrow I'm walking in the road, an auto rickshaw comes and hits me, I fracture my bone. Why it happened? Ordinary man, what will ordinary man say? What will ordinary man say?
Bad luck, bad luck.
You know all the answers. I don't even need to give the answer. Any ordinary man will say, bad luck. But a man who is on the path of realization, he will say, this was because of karma. Because nothing in this world can happen other than karma. Now, when it happens and you start cursing God, what God, what is this? I am always going to temple. I am praying to you. Why we were 4 people, 3 people escaped. Why I got hit by auto? 3 people, nothing happened. This happens, right? This happens, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, the same thing happens.
This is exactly what you are calling test of faith. But understand the test of faith in the right perspective. People just say, oh, bad thing happened, suffering happened, test of faith. और उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? कुछ मतलब नहीं है. So we have to understand it in the right perspective. Thank you, Rajkumar. Karan Singh is here. Rajendra Makwana is next. Is it? Okay. Karan Singh, your question is here. If a small creature crushed by me and is half dead, shall I kill it before it's died naturally? Or slow down its physical suffering for life? Is it good, bad, semi-good, bad karma? I am going to pay for this karma. My dear Karan Singh, I think you have sent me many personal questions also on this similar point. Understand, this is what we are talking every Friday. 100 realizations to enlightenment. The spiritual jigsaw puzzle. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow again we are coming back on this. That's why I'm writing a book on this matter. What are some realizations? The realization is this. Please listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Birth and death is in hands of the divine. Do not interfere in birth. Do not interfere in death. Follow the principle. Do not interfere in birth and death. We have no business to kill anybody. It may be somebody suffering. You give medicine. You take care. You be compassionate. You give anesthesia. You give opioids. You give whatever care you want. You have no business to interfere in God's control of birth and death.
Yeah. That creature is crushed by me.
Okay, it's crushed by you. So what? Half the karma is bad. Why you want to make even karma worse?
And
you try, if it was crushed by you by mistake, take it to the vet, take it to a vet. Try to save it. Give it something to eat, something, some water, to some drop to drink. I don't know which kind of insect you're talking about, but you try to save it. And if you can't save it, then at least don't kill it. Maybe God will save it. But don't kill an animal or an insect unless it is coming to kill you. Unless it is coming to kill you, then you have a right. If a snake is standing in front of you and going to kill you, you have a right of self-defense. In karma, you are allowed to self-defense. That is the law of karma. Thank you, Karan Singh.
Okay.
Rajendra Makwana.
Shivoham.
Shivoham, Rajendra.
Here I don't have a specific question as such, but I just wanted you to repeat Bhaj Govindam. I want to listen it carefully.
I don't know the whole of Bhaja Govindam by heart, but I'm not very good in
those 2 lines.
Okay. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Muramatai. It means, oh fool, oh fool. What is saying? Oh fool. What are you trying? Boy, why are you trying? Let me see if I have the original recording of Bhaja Govindam. I'm just seeing if I have the original recording to play it for you.
Yeah, because it is really...
He says, hey, you fool. I don't know where it is gone. So he said, hey, you fool. Why are you trying to learn so many things and you are taking your attention away from God? Your main attention has to be God. What is the point? Suppose you are making money. You are becoming. You are even tomorrow. You are a big politician. You become a big doctor. You become whatever you are doing. Arey, he says the word. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Muramatai. In Sanskrit, Muramatai means, hey, you fool. It's a very strong. It's a very strong provocation.
Yes.
And you must hear it. It's available on in YouTube. Please hear it. It's beautiful. Bhaja Govindam is very beautiful. Because you know what happens? Some people were going on talking have high education, high degrees to the Shankaracharya. क्या करेगा? What will you do with all these degrees? ले जाएगा क्या? No use. What is important is realization. What is important is enlightenment. Correct? So please, so it's a beautiful, nice. Thank you for asking for that. But please go. It's a whole. It's amazing. Bhaja Govindam, I'm recommending to all of you. And if you don't have, I will forward you. I have the Bhaja Govindam recording. You all can ask me. I can't find it now, unfortunately. I will forward it to you.
I will try to find it out. Thank you.
Yeah, otherwise, I will forward to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Nizam. Mr. Nizam, your time. Surinder Goyal is saying something.
Yes,
Nizam.
Some books tell attachment is the root of all.
I can't hear you, Nizam. Can you please repeat it?
Sir, some people and books tell we suffer because of attachment, not because of love. But how we get, but we still get attached. How to being not attached and feel love?
Okay, very good question. Thank you, Nizam. Let me explain to you. Love is a beautiful thing. Love, love is not only between a lover and the beloved. Suppose you are born, you love your mother, you love your father, you love. And then when you grow up, you love your friends. And then you fall in love with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Then there is emotional love, intellectual love, physical love. But the biggest love is love hakiki, ishq hakiki. The Sufi used to call ishq hakiki. And the Greeks call it agape. Now this love, the highest love, is very divine. It is loving people as if they are God. So when you love the God in a person, that love is very beautiful. In that love, there is no attachment. Now, what is attachment? Attachment means you become overly possessive. You become overly cautious. Your entire approach towards loving that person. Suppose you love your mother so much, you love your mother a lot, but you become very attached to your mother. Correct? So then you are so disturbed all the time. You're worried. My mother should not fall sick. My mother should not die. My mother should not fall down. That means you don't trust God. That means you are not having. So that attachment is bad. It does not mean we should not love. In fact, we should show like we love. What happens in attachment? Now coming to the next point. Why we should not be attached? Because attachment makes us unhappy. Love makes us happy. Love is a fountain of joy. Love is beautiful. You must love everybody. You must love everybody in the world. But attachment is for one person. When you become attached to one person, there are expectations. Those expectations from that person will make us unhappy. Suppose you're attached to somebody, even little bit they do something wrong, your heart will be very, oh, I love you so much, but I broke my heart. You did not do like this. I was waiting for you. You did not come. That attachment is a bad word. And therefore they say, have detached attachment. It looks like you're attached in the outside, but inside you should be detached. Inside you must be free. And the love should be divine, universal love. Did I give you an answer?
Yes,
confusing or clear?
Clear, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Nizam.
Thank you, sir.
Surinder Goyal has typed a question. Love is the attribute of the soul, or is it from the mind and ego only? Then from where does love comes? Mother's love for the child, spouse loving a partner. Love is the foundation of existence. Where devotees love for God. So my dear Surinder Goyal, I hope you read the book. I wrote in a book. It's called True Love is Bliss, not just a kiss. Now I'm answering your question. Love is a fountain of joy. Love comes from the Atma. Love comes from the soul. That's why a dead body cannot love. Can a dead body love? No. But the moment a child is born, it loves its mother. The love is right from the time we are born out of the mother's womb till the time we die. There is love, because the goal the goal is, the soul is love. Realize, the goal is to realize that the soul is love. The love and the soul are same. Wherever there is a soul, there will be love. Now, if the ego and the mind comes and takes over, then the love becomes attachment, the love becomes lust, the love becomes possessiveness, the love is complicated and misinterpreted. So repeating your question, yes, love is the attribute of the soul. It is not the job of mind and ego. When it becomes love of mind and ego, it is not true love. It is a transactional love. Does love come from mother's love for the child? Yeah, mother's love for the child is pure love. But when the mother becomes attached to the child, that is not true love. When the minute the mother becomes attached to the child, that is only attachment. That is not love. So true love is having faith in the divine, realizing that my child belongs to God, not to me. The spouse loving the partner, if it is lust, it is not love. If it is true love, it is not just physical attraction. It is beyond that. There is no doubt what you say, love is the foundation. And highest love, Surinder, is ishq hakiki. Is I've written a song there. It says, मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो, कण कण में और कोई नहीं हो, इतना भर दे के और कुछ नहीं हो. It says, मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो और कुछ नहीं हो. That is the ultimate love, to fill our heart, our soul with divine love. That is what we need. Thank you, Surinder Goel. Next question. Sanjay Das.
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham, Sanjay.
Extremely happy by way of reading your books. And as a guru, we have found that really new, and your books are amazing.
Thank you.
Secondly, you have changed my life as well as all the devotees who are attending in our spiritual world. I have got a question. What are the spirits? We talk about good spirit, bad spirit. Is there any spirit?
This is a fairy tale.
Oh.
So just like Santa Claus. There is Santa Claus is no Santa, you know very well, no Santa Claus, only this, they are wearing the costume. So let me explain to you. Because people do not understand the meaning of the divine spirit. There is a spirit, but not the spirit that you talked about, good spirit and bad spirit. Even if you are, for example, I think spirit is more a Christian word. They say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
You heard of that, right? The Father
Yes.
is in heaven. The Son is the one who came, Jesus Christ, who came to earth. And who is the Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit in the Bible, in Luke 17, it says the kingdom of God is within you. Corinthians 3:16, it says God lives in the temple of your heart. What is that? Where is that God who lives in the temple of your heart? That is the Spirit. Now, Sanjay Das, when people don't understand the real meaning of soul, Atma, spirit, you know what they think? When the person dies, the spirit will go out of the house. Then the spirit will go roaming around the house. Then when something is shuddering in the middle of the night, the next thing they say, the spirit has become a ghost. So all these
movie.
Yeah.
Horror movies they show.
Tulsi Ramse. I used to watch movie when I was a kid. It was still Ramse movies it used to be. I don't know now.
Same with me.
So this is not to be believed, because this will create fear in your life. And this will also envelope you in one more layer of ignorance. It will once again, don't believe in anything. Have you seen spirit? No. So I don't accept anything until I can logically understand it. And I tell you the same thing. Whatever I say, Sanjay Das, don't believe me unless you can understand it. And if you cannot understand what do I say, you question me. That's why we are here for Ask Care every day, right? So continue on your path. There is no good spirit. There is no bad spirit. There is only one spirit, And that is the spirit of the divine. Sanjay Das, the spirit in you and the spirit in me is that same spirit. There is no difference.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Guruji,
thank
and
you.
the first thing which you told me, meditation and chanting morning, that life has changed totally.
Please
How
continue.
the day goes without. Yeah.
No, please,
Thank you so
and
much,
please,
sir.
please spend during the day, wherever you can, 1 minute, 2 minutes of silence. Please
That's
do
good.
this. Please do try this. Whenever you're doing something, especially when you're a little agitated, little bit uneasy, just close your eyes wherever you may be, not in the middle of the road where the car will hit you, but wherever you can, just close your eyes even for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Just get to silence and you will be recharged completely. So this is the next tip I'm giving you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Shivoham.
Last question,
Harsh.
Shivam, sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, I want to share today's incident.
Yeah.
Today morning, someone posted on Facebook, God can solve all our problems. Correct. This was her statement. Then I replied,
No, what
he said, God can solve all our problems.
Correct.
Then I replied, you are right, sir. But suppose if you have a leaking tap, even a plumber can solve it. You don't need God for it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Absolutely.
So my question is, do we need God for those little things? Obviously, no, na.
Obviously, we don't need. So when we remember God to do the job of a plumber, then God will not come to us when we really need God. No.
I don't know when people will realize that.
Yeah. Good. You realize, Harsh, is very good. See, don't worry about when people will realize.
Yes.
Because that's why people are suffering. So, for example, you keep on saying, oh God, my tap is leaking. Oh God, my tap is leaking. You think God is going to become a plumber and come and repair your tap?
But we have God in plumber.
No, but God will say you're a lazy fellow. No, you're not repairing your own tap. I'm talking about that man who posted in Facebook. So such people, you should bring them to Zoom calls. You should bring them to this Ask Care, because
we'll try.
You know what? If each one of you, I mean, if you're 50, 60 of you, you bring one person into this Ask Air and make them ask a question, that is your karma yoga. That may make that person's life get transformed. So please try. Since you brought about a situation, I'm telling you, I invite you to bring people whom we can help. You and me. We can help those people to get enlightenment, to get happiness, to overcome problems, and to be peaceful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Harsh.
That person was stranger. I'll try next time to bring someone. Okay, thank you.
Nobody's a stranger, my dear Harsh. Everybody is the same soul. You, me, we are not strangers. I have not met you before. Have I met you before? But how can I love you without meeting you? Huh?
But we have all from months.
Yeah, we are all the same soul. My dear friends, every day, let us think. My final point to you: every day, please ask yourself what question you can ask, because only when you ask and you investigate, only then you will realize the truth. I bow down to you. Thank you.